Well, there you are. Little stud walker out in the shop. I'm just doing a little sanding, and I thought I'd talk to you while I did my sanding. I hope your day's going well. Well, I wanted to talk about the name stud walker, because I'm sure a lot of people get the wrong idea. How I came up with that name, I was trying to learn how to do some long distance hiking. This was the summer of 14, and I was hiking all of Oregon on the Pacific Crest Trail, you know, to try to get some experience. And I started to think about trail names, because, you know, I noticed that a lot of people had trail names. And so I started to think about what my trail name would be. And you know, I some of the hikers, I thought their names were pretty pretentious. They were, you know, like Braveheart and Old Trout Whisperer, and there was a few other ones I thought were kind of pretentious. And so I thought, that's kind of interesting. You know, people would be pretentious with their trail names. So I kind of like to think in extremes. So I thought, you know, what would be really pretentious, you know? And what would be the most pretentious? And somehow I got to thinking, well, what would your last name be or something? And I came up with Walker first. I figured out, yeah, well, your last name will be a Walker. Will be Walker. You'll be a Walker. Makes perfect sense. So anyway, then I started thinking, well, if you were the best walker, what kind of walker would you be? You'd be like the King Walker or Champion Walker or something like that. And so I was just thinking along those lines, and that I came up with Stud Walker. And, so anyway, the name is supposed to be said with a healthy dose of sarcasm. And when I saw out that name, I knew it was the one. I knew right away. And because it just kind of reflects my sense of humor. So anyway, it has nothing to do with my walking abilities, that's for sure. In fact, you know, well, actually, it does have something to do with my walking abilities, but not in a good way. That's why I said you have to say it with a healthy dose of sarcasm. So anyway, so then I just, different times when I was hiking, I would be thinking of other stories to go along with it, and like how my real name is Studivarius Walkerinsky. They just shortened it to Stud Walker. So anyway, that's how I got the name Stud Walker. I gave it to myself because I thought it was funny. It is funny. I still laugh every time I say it. I think it's so funny. Yeah, I did hike all of the Pacific Crest Trail in 15. So people might say, oh, he's pretentious or conceited or whatever. But anyway, you know, you hike that whole thing, and you get a pretty good idea how you stack up against the other hikers, you know. And there's nothing special about my walking ability, let me tell you. I remember one time we were going up into the high Sierras. We just came from Independence, and the town of Independence. And somehow there managed to be about 15 guys at the trailhead going up the Kearsarge Pass. And so I think I started out about in the middle or something. But at the end, I I can't remember if I was last or if I was second to last, but anyway, I was one of those two. So, yeah, I'm especially slow going uphill. But anyway, that's how I got the name Stud Walker. And I use it for my business because I want to have a kind of a catchy name, or a name that's easy to remember, or whatever. I don't know. I might be shooting myself in the foot. People probably just think I'm really conceited or something. But anyway, you gotta sing your own song. Let the chips fall where they may. That's the way I think about it. I got this little guy. He's gonna be for a guy milking a cow. Had a lot of wormholes in here I had to patch up, and I kept running into him up on his face too. Made it kind of difficult to get him looking good. He's looking pretty good now. I guess that's about all I got. Stud Walker. I can just say the name, and it makes me laugh. So anyway, I hope nobody's offended by that name. It has nothing to do with sex or it is related to my walking abilities, but not in a good way. So anyway, if I was really had any talent or physical ability to walk really fast, I'll probably have to take a different name, but I don't have to worry about that. That's not a problem. I take plenty of breaks when I'm hiking. So anyway, I hiked that whole the PCT. It took me about 5 months of walking. It actually took me about 5.5 total, because I took a couple weeks off for forest fires. They had the trail closed for a while. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about getting back on the trail lately. It's getting about that time. When I hiked it in 15, I started April 3rd. So I started early, and it worked out well. Went through the desert. The weather was perfect. It was sunny all the time, you know, but it wasn't too hot. It was like 70s, or yeah, especially at the beginning it was the 70s. It was a little chilly at night a few times. But anyway, here we are, getting toward the end of February. It's March coming up. Got 1 month to get ready to get on the trail. I don't think it'll happen. Anyway, I'm trying to kind of position myself to possibly do it. It's a pretty remote possibility. I'd have to get somebody to watch Peaches. Somebody to watch my house. But anyway, I've kind of been thinking about it lately. Sure would be nice to get back on the trail. Well, I went over the footage and I noticed you couldn't even see this guy the whole time I was talking, so I apologize for that. I'll try to do better next time. I need a GoPro, that's what I need, and a hat. So, anyway, it's for a guy milking a cow. I always like to show his butt crack. So I got to carve his arms next. You can see where I had to patch for the wormholes here. Anyway. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention was about the name Stud Walker. I come from a wrestling background. I started wrestling when I was 10, I think, and wrestled all through high school, and I helped coach a little bit. And so, anyway, but in wrestling, if you're a good wrestler, they call you a stud. So that probably plays into the equation of coming up with the name of Stud Walker too. So anyway, that's about all I got for today. I'll see you down the trail.